All right, guys. Hello, everyone. Welcome to Diaries of the of Evil. This is my project. It's a fan-based project for the last Legend of Zelda game. This is specifically for fans. Diaries of the of Evil. What do it consist of? It is a multilingual AI chatbot. It is characterized to embody Princess Zelda for an immersive experience. In here, we use LangChain, we use OpenAI, Whisper, and ChromaDB for a cool interaction. And it also features a multimodal interface for both text and audio responses according to the, it actually is optional. You can choose either to hear it or to read it. Specifically in the voice of Princess Zelda, specially designed for that. The architecture, it consists on, we are using the tools of YouTube transcripts API. For this, I actually choose videos that have user generated transcript. We used whispers for the voice input. For the embedding model, we used ADA 002. We use ChromaDB as a vector store. GPT 3.5 for creating the agent. It is a LangChain agent using RAGs. For the evaluation, we use Discard, 11 Labs for the synthesized voice, and Gradio for the deployment. This is how it works. Okay, so the user will have two options. If it's text, it will directly send the query to LangChain. If it's audio, it will first go through Whisper, it will transcribe it, and then send it to LangChain. Then it is embedded. The query is embedded with ADA. It then performs a cosine similarity search, and it compares it against the ChromaDB vectors. It then for the context retrieval, it gets the top matching chunks, and then it combines both. And using the chat completion, it sent these prompts to ChatGPT to generate the response. The data set. In the beginning, it consisted of 3 videos. After that, I decided to enhance the database with some more. So it's a total of 6 hours and 48 minutes, 37 seconds of video. And as I mentioned earlier, the user transcripts, I choose videos with user transcripts for context accuracy, since it have a lot of specific terms and names, and I didn't want the model to, to confuse the terms or make up things that were not there. From this channel, this is a huge fan that makes very cool content about the game. So for fans, I highly recommend it. So the agent, as I mentioned earlier as well, I use GPT 3.5. It is a conversational React agent. It features a multilingual feature using LangDetect. It supports Italian, French, Portuguese, English, Spanish, and German. It uses a multi-query approach. The conversation buffer memory, I used 15 for 15 interactions of memory. I enhanced the prompt with a formality, proper of a princess. And I also enabled streaming, even though it doesn't seem to matter too much to Gradio, but that's for another time. But it's applied. So here are just some details of the prompting I used. I specify the formality of it. I also gave her some instructions so it didn't deviate from the game per se, because sometimes it could just reach other games with other history lines. So So I specified for her to, to only mention what's happening in the history. Also, instead of mentioning terms like Legend of Zelda series or the Legend of Zelda, she would just say in this era because it's an era. So what I wanted was really for the agent to incarnate that there is no internet on Hyrule. So it was like she needed to specify like not to deviate from that world and not to come to the real world, just to keep the fantasy tone on point. For the tools, I it was only one tool really for it to detect the language, so basically to generate a consolidated response from the videos and search ChromaDB for this. To detect the language, the character prompt for the language, consolidate the text, and returns an answer in the detected language. So you don't have to choose which language really. The evaluation, I used 4 questions, really specific questions on names and characters and features of the game. And for this, I used Giscard. I ran many times the evaluation. Sometimes they tended to either leave the character and refer to Legend of Zelda instead of in this era, etc. So, so yeah, so the evaluation was more something perceived, seeing what were the answers that it was giving. So based on that, I adjusted the prompts accordingly. Okay, we can see here that actually the answers were pretty decent. Nevertheless, Giscard was always saying false for all the questions. However, the conclusion I arrived from that was that Giscard knows nothing about Hyrule, so I based the evaluation on my own expertise on the matter. Because my agent does. One of the things I want to implement here in the future as well, and one of the things I wanted to do was to add a walkthrough helper. I have two options, either to add videos with walkthroughs and but once I tried, it was giving some discrepancies from the real facts, and then the videos I was getting were most of the creators were just commenting things, just making jokes about it. So it was not really something accurate that will help you guide you through the game. So yeah, this was something I wanted to do, but it is something that in the future it will be implemented. This is not a demo. This is just a preview of the demo, but you will use the demo. Don't worry. For example, this is just examples of questions I've made. Natural questions such as "Hi, how are you?" She will reply, "I'm well, thank you for inquiring," and she will come. She's very dramatic. Okay, she has a temperature of 7. But I wanted it to be like that way because she is very dramatic. So she will like start everything with she will start by replying to your question and then to give you context of what's going on, what are the problems on Hyrule and all of these things. Then due to her concerns, I asked her if she was okay. So she was already, I appreciate your concern about citizens of Hyrule. So yeah, so it was pretty decent. Here it will give you also the audio, like I used for this the API from 11 Labs that we will hear in a minute on actually in 30 seconds in the demo. Here I tried also in Spanish as well, so to see what was the reply, and Actually, it did reply in Spanish, which I am very glad to. And yeah, so thank you so much. Now let's dive into Hyrule's crisis in detail. If you want to actually have the link, I can also give it to you so you can try it yourselves. So yeah, so this is, for example, let's ask her, I don't know, what we can actually tell her in the microphone. So let's say, hello, Zelda. What is happening in Hyrule? Let's hope it works. It is very slow, though. This is something that I want to also work on in the future. But it's like it's still processing the audio, sending through Whisper, etc. Oh my God. Okay, so we won't hear everything because it's a little bit long, but I will put, let me know if you hear it.
Greetings, noble citizens of Hyrule. In this era, we find ourselves amidst the aftermath of the Great Calamity, a time when our kingdom was plunged into darkness by the malevolent forces of Ganon. The kingdom of Hyrule bore witness to the destruction caused by the Guardians, leaving many brave souls lost in battle. However, a glimmer of hope shines upon us now, 100 years later, as the valiant efforts of Link and myself have sealed away Dark Beast Ganon, allowing Hyrule to begin the healing process.
Well, I will stop it because it's already the time. But yeah, but it will also give this option. It will give it on either on text or audio. But yeah, thank you very much. I hope you liked. I hope you liked.